When you can come somewhere and just spend a few hours really enjoying what nature has to offer, and then at the same time feel like you're giving back to your community, I think most of us really appreciate that. We appreciate the feeling that comes from doing that. And it's obvious to me that the folks that showed up this morning are all in. We're really fortunate to have a number of volunteers out here to help us to continue our land management work that we're doing here at the Edwards Aquifer Authority Field Research Park. So we have about 35 volunteers helping us to install compost and mulch on some of our conservation terraces, as well as control some of the overgrowth on some of the terraces and clean out cages around trees that we planted. All of these things are really important in keeping our land management process moving forward. We had about 80 yards of mulch delivered a couple of days ago to install on top of a new conservation terrace that we built a week ago. And it's a lot of work to move 80 yards of mulch, as you might imagine. And we have to not just move it, we start with putting compost on top of the conservation terrace, and then we cast cover crop seeds and cold weather grasses. So as you know, we're moving into the fall season, we want to make sure we have some grasses going through the winter. So those cold season grasses got seeded on top of the compost, and now that will all be covered with mulch. So we have a crew of about 15 of our volunteers right now working just on that one project. And I think they've just finished up casting seeds on top of the compost, and now they're beginning to move mulch and cover up those seeds. So that'll help them be protected from all the wildlife. Also helps them to germinate. And then as we move into next week, we have a chance of rain in the forecast. And if we get that rain, the timing will be just absolutely perfect. So we should see those seeds sprouting. And then we can start to look at, if we prove up the effectiveness and we truly quantify it, perhaps we can take what we're doing here and do the same practices elsewhere to have a larger benefit across the region for the system.